There's a lot happening in the Avatarverse right now. Two major projects from Avatar Studios are on the horizon: the Legend of Aang animated movie in 2026 and Avatar 7 Havens, a brand new Earth Avatar series coming in 2027. Let's start with 7 Havens. The most bizarre way that we got this news is actually from a toy magazine, actually the Toy World magazine, where the licensee Expo states that we are getting this in 2027. The article says Avatar enthusiasts can anticipate a new theatrical release in January, along with the newly announced series coming in 2027. Paramount CP&E has partnered with Jawswares for a new toy line, and fans can look forward to engaging with the franchise through gaming and new partnerships like Magic the Gathering. So yeah, Avatar Studios can't tell us when these dates are, but sure, a random toy magazine can. Pretty par for the course for Avatar Studios right now. This show is already shaping up to be one of the boldest stories Avatar Studios has ever attempted. We're following not one, but 2 avatars, though let's be fair, that is rumored. Right now we only know there to be one avatar, but the rumors tell us that it is twin sisters named Pavi and Nisha. And they're only 9 years old, which makes them even younger than Aang was in The Last Airbender. Now, personally, I kind of wish they were older. I'm older now, and I would have loved to see a more mature avatar lead again like Korra. But I get it, this might be a return to their franchise's younger roots after going more complex and adult with Legend of Korra. What makes 7 Havens really interesting is its setting. It takes place after a massive cataclysm post-Korra, and is described as being set in a Mad Max-style world. A wasteland, ruins, survival. That's a bold swing for a franchise that usually centers around nation-states and balance. But then there's the part I'm still wrestling with: twin avatars. That's a big break from the established rules of the Avatar cycle, including Avatar Roku, who recently was revealed to have a twin. More about that in this video. While I love Mike and Brian's characters and storytelling, I've never been the biggest fan of how they handle their magic system. I mean, I still don't love how airbenders were brought back in The Legend of Korra. It felt more like a patch fix more than an earned development. But the result? We got Zahir. We got Tenzin finally carrying out his father's legacy, so even if I side-eye the how, I often end up loving the what. And that's how I feel about 7 Havens as well. I'm skeptical but curious. This is either going to be incredibly cool or incredibly messy. Now, before we move on to the Legend of Aang movie and the news about that, let me pay some bills. Today's video is sponsored by my own damn self. If you love stories with young heroes, magic academies, and rich mythological roots, my TJ Young trilogy is exactly what you're looking for. It's Percy Jackson meets Harry Potter meets Black Panther, and right now, the Kickstarter for the hardcover omnibus is about to go live. Now, on to the movie news. The Legend of Aang is set to hit theaters in January 2026. It's the first time Avatar Studios is returning to the original gang in animated form, but there's a catch. The original voice cast isn't coming back. No Zach Tyler Eisen, no Mae Whitman, no Dante Bosco. The whole crew has been recast for this new film. Casting director Jenny Ju addressed it recently on an AMA on Reddit. She explained that since the original series aired, the industry has shifted toward more identity-cautious casting, matching a character's cultural inspiration with the background of the character playing them. And since Avatar pulls from East Asian, South Asian, and indigenous cultures, they wanted to reflect that more authentically in the casting. Now, don't get me wrong, I understand that. I support representation. I know how important it is to build a fairer, more inclusive industry, especially in animation where white actors have historically dominated even when the characters they voice clearly drew from non-white cultures. But here's where I pause. Voice acting, more than almost any other medium, should be about performance above all else. If we always apply this kind of casting logic, we wouldn't have James Earl Jones as Darth Vader. We wouldn't have Phil Lamar as Samurai Jack. We wouldn't have Keith David as Goliath. These performances are legendary, and they weren't about matching race, they were about nailing the character. I think this push makes sense when you're introducing new characters like Pavi and Nisha in 7 Havens. Let's build representation into the future of the franchise, but going back and rewriting the voices that already shaped the childhoods of an entire generation? That feels less like progress and more like erasure. That said, I'm still gonna go into this open-minded. I want to hear what this new cast has to bring to the table. I want to believe that, once again, Avatar Studios can take a controversial creative decision and turn it into something incredible. I just also think it's okay for longtime fans to feel conflicted about what we're losing in the process. So that's where I'm at, somewhere between cautious optimism and low-key mourning. But what do you think about Seven Havens and the twin avatar concept? Are you into the idea, or do you think it breaks the world's rules a little too much? And how do you feel about the voice recast in The Legend of Aang? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, peace, love, and remember, be water, my friends.